Why you lying? Do all y'all know what's going on with you? Do you tell him you burn it, or do you lie to him like you did me? Or is you lying to them like you did me? Did you lying? Or did you lie to me? Did you lie? Did you tell them the truth? Or did you tell them the truth? When you gonna keep it gangster? Hey. Then when you gonna keep it gangster? So if y'all don't know how HSV2 type 1 or 2 work, this how this go. You can't get rid of it. If you somebody that got this while they having an outbreak, then you can contract it. But if you don't, you won't contract it. So for all my that I put that on.
Me the next day and was like, you had a condom in your trash can. I'm like, that wasn't my condom. I don't use condoms, baby. Right. I'm the raw dog queen. Wow. So queen? That didn't come from me. Fair enough. Yeah. What's in for that? You're like, what makes you the queen? Queen is fun. I know a coach. You don't believe in condoms also, so what makes you like the queen of it? I ain't gonna lie. You just hate Trojans, like you hate like that. I do. And they make your coochie stink. And they stink. They smell like fish. Like, so, I mean, you gotta trust every. Like you gotta trust every. Nah, I ain't gonna fake it like I'm just be bro.
Speaking of Sexy Red, her video shoot just recently got shot up.
Saw that.
You know, she owned up to catching the STD and men still be trying to snatch.
I saw that in the corner of her lip over there.
Yeah, she owned up to having the STD.
So she got herpes.
The dude still be wanting to smash.
They said everybody got herpes.
Hey man, that's all. She say she got an STD and dude still be trying to smash.
What kind though?
Dang, she ain't say exactly what one.
She got it.
I guess it's something you can get. You can.
She walk around with it.
You can cure it like with a pill.
Good man, that's the devil's game, man. That's deliverables again. It is, bro. Them deliverables, man.
Yeah. All right, you are an OnlyFans star.
Yes.
What happened between you and Gucci Third Leg?
I wouldn't test positive for HSV2 unless you had HSV2. If you gave me HSV1 genitally, I would test positive for HSV1, but just have it in my genitals. So, but I don't have HSV1. I have HSV2.
What was that on his penis?
That was HSV2.
You feel like your life has been ruined? I have other women that are contacting me saying that their life has been ruined by him.
Gucci, you're not safe. There's so many people that have gone on to you for a really long time. You already developed a case for.
Don't believe in condoms also, so what makes you like the queen of it?
I ain't gonna lie.
You just hate Trojans, like you hate latex.
I do, and they make your coochie stink, and they stink. They smell like fish. Like,
so I mean, you gotta trust
smell like plastic.
You gotta trust every nigga.
Nah, I ain't gonna fake it like I'm just be fucking.
Just when you thought Sexy Red couldn't get any messier, sis might be in the middle of a full-blown health crisis, one that's way past petty internet jokes. According to Explosive Insider T, Sexy's not just battling STI rumors. She's allegedly been diagnosed with something so serious, it sent her straight to the ER. And guess who's being blamed for kicking off the infection domino effect? None other than Boosie. That's right, Sexy is reportedly pointing the finger at him, claiming he's the one who passed her something nasty. But that's just the beginning, because what started as whispers about Stank Coochie has now spiraled into missing shows, emotional breakdowns, a leaked phone call from her baby daddy, and allegations that she's still out here raw-dogging half the industry. If what people are saying is true, this ain't just a reputation on the line. Sexy might be risking her health, her career, and her future. Sexy Red might be known for her wild lyrics, unapologetic attitude, and raw energy. But behind the scenes, sources say she's quietly unraveling. According to insiders close to her camp, the rapper was recently rushed to the ER after suffering a severe reaction to an untreated sexually transmitted infection. And this isn't just your typical internet speculation. There are whispers of real doctors, real test results, and real consequences that could have long-term effects on her health, especially her reproductive system. But the most jaw-dropping part? Word on the street is she's blaming none other than Boosie for allegedly passing her the initial infection that spiraled out of control. That's right. Sexy Red is reportedly pointing the finger straight at Boosie, claiming that whatever he gave her set off a chain reaction of illnesses that left her physically wrecked and emotionally spiraling. And while Boosie's camp has been tight-lipped, the streets are buzzing, and fans are starting to connect the dots between their flirty past and this sudden health crisis. What started as a couple of steamy videos and playful concert clips might now be ground zero for a full-blown medical emergency. Behind the scenes, it's nothing short of chaos. Canceled appearances, Frantic late-night calls and panic conversations with her inner circle have only added fuel to the fire. One source claims Sexxy's been breaking down in private, blaming herself, blaming Boosie, and even lashing out at team members trying to manage the fallout. And it's not just about her image anymore. Insiders are worried this could impact her ability to perform, tour, and even have children in the future. From the outside, fans just see the memes and viral clips. But if these reports are true, Sexy Red might be facing a health scare that's far more serious than anything she's ever rapped about. And while she's always leaned into the shock factor to stay relevant, this time it's different. This time, the spotlight isn't just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. The question now is Sexy Red spiraling, or is this the ugly reality of a lifestyle that finally caught up to her? Before this turned into a full-blown health scare, the whispers had already been brewing. For months, Sexy Red was the butt of every stank coochie joke online. Comments, memes, and shady tweets piled up anytime her name popped up. At first, it was easy to dismiss it all as internet trolling, a typical byproduct of being a bold, brash woman in hip-hop. Her fans came to her defense, calling the slander a mix of colorism and misogyny. They argued that if Sexy Red were lighter, quieter, or more polished, nobody would dare come at her hygiene. She was just being unfairly targeted for being loud, proud, and unapologetically black. And to be fair, that argument made sense, until people started coming forward with real stories that matched the rumors a little too perfectly. The first red flag was when Chicago rapper Von Off 1700 did an interview and didn't hold back. According to him, after linking up with Sexy Red, the odor was so strong it stuck with him, even after a full shower. "I scrubbed and scrubbed," he said, "but that funk wouldn't come off." It was the kind of comment that would usually be laughed off, but this time, people got quiet. Suddenly, those old jokes didn't seem so funny. That's when fans started wondering if the rumors had some truth behind them. The narrative shifted. This wasn't just about body shaming or internet hate. It was about whether Sexy Red was knowingly walking around with untreated infections while still sleeping with multiple men. And from that moment on, the whispers got louder. More anonymous sources started talking. Screenshots began to circulate. People in the industry started avoiding her. Not publicly, of course, but enough to get noticed. For someone who built a brand off being proudly unfiltered, the silence that followed was deafening. Because when people stop laughing and start side-eyeing, that's when you know something real is going down. The moment things started getting real was when Chicago rapper Von Off 1700 decided to speak out, and he didn't hold back. In a now viral interview that had the blogs going crazy, Von didn't just hint at something off. He flat out said it. After allegedly hooking up with Sexy Red, he claimed the smell was so intense, it followed him home. "I took a whole shower, scrubbed everywhere, even changed the sheets, and the funk still wouldn't come off me," he said. His expression was dead serious, and his tone wasn't giving clout chase. It was giving traumatized. Social media lit up instantly. Memes flooded the timeline. Fans were gagging, literally and figuratively. And while some people tried to clown Vaughn for airing out bedroom business, the rest couldn't ignore the fact that his story was too detailed to be made up. Suddenly, all those jokes that used to be brushed off as hate started sounding a little too familiar. The lingering smell comment became a rallying cry for people who claimed Sexy had been out here raw-dogging half the game without any regard for health or hygiene. And while Vaughn never named any specific infection, the implication was loud and clear. Something was not right down there, and people were finally starting to talk. But what started as offhand shade and funky punchlines quickly turned into something much darker. Behind the scenes, the whispers weren't just about body odor anymore. They were about infections. Multiple sources close to Sexy Red claimed she'd been battling untreated STIs for months, maybe longer, and that the damage was starting to show. We're not talking about mild discomfort or a trip to the clinic. We're talking serious symptoms: chronic pain, inflammation, persistent odor, and in some cases, hospitalization. Insiders allege that Sexy had been ignoring red flags and pushing through shows despite being in visible pain, brushing it off as cramps or stress, when in reality, It may have been something far more serious brewing inside her body. What's even more disturbing, medical insiders familiar with the case believe she could be showing signs of pelvic inflammatory disease, or PID, a condition caused by untreated infections like chlamydia and gonorrhea. If left unaddressed, PID can lead to scarring of the fallopian tubes, chronic pelvic pain, and even permanent infertility. And according to one source, the situation had gotten so out of hand that Sexxy was rushed to the emergency room after collapsing backstage during a recent performance. Doctors allegedly warned her that the infection had spread and that if she didn't take immediate action, she could be facing lifelong consequences. It was no longer just a joke about condoms or raw dogging. It was a full-blown health crisis. What's worse is that instead of going quiet and healing privately, Sexxy's team allegedly scrambled to cover it all up, canceling appearances under vague excuses, silencing people around her, and pushing the narrative that she was just taking time off. But behind closed doors, the damage was already done. And now that she's pointing fingers at Boosie, her baby daddy, and even other recent flings like Gucci Third Leg, the internet is wondering whether this is about accountability or just someone trying to escape the consequences of their own recklessness. Either way, one thing is clear. The Sexxy image might sell records, but the real Sexxy Red could be battling a medical emergency that no PR spin can hide. As Sexxy Red's health situation spiraled from whispers to full-blown emergency, it didn't take long before the finger-pointing began, and the name coming out her mouth most often, Boosie. That's right. According to insiders, Sexxy allegedly told multiple people in her camp that Boosie was the one who started all this mess. She believes that whatever he passed on to her weakened her body and made her more vulnerable to catching other infections down the line. While the two never officially confirmed a romantic relationship, fans have been speculating for months, ever since that now infamous photo she posted in 2023. In the pic, Sexxy was laid up in bed with a mystery man, his face turned away from the camera, and what really got tongues wagging. The man was wearing an ankle monitor. She captioned it, "I like acting with drillers, dreadhead killers." And while she didn't tag anyone, fans immediately started connecting the dots. Boosie had been spotted wearing an ankle monitor around the same time. He may not have dreads, but the energy fit, and the timing lined up a little too perfectly. The internet wasted no time speculating that Boosie was the man in the photo, especially since Sexxy and Boosie had already been seen getting cozy in multiple clips and backstage moments. And instead of shutting it down with silence, Boosie poured gasoline on the fire when he went on a Twitter tirade shortly after the picture went viral. "I'm blocking all y'all MFers in my DMs asking if that's me in the pic with Sexxy Red. You'll see that ain't my ankle size or color. Find someone else to play with. I'm on vacation with my daughter," he tweeted. It was defensive, it was aggressive, and fans weren't buying it. If anything, it made them more suspicious. Why react so strongly if it wasn't true? Boosie might have claimed innocence, but fans weren't letting it slide that easily. Not when he popped up, unannounced and uncredited, in Sexxy Red and Glorilla's music video for their single What You Know About Me. Boosie wasn't on the track. He wasn't featured. He had no business being there. Except he was there, lingering in the background like an uninvited ex who just couldn't let go. According to sources, Boosie showed up for free, unprompted, and unannounced, allegedly just to be close to Sexxy. The internet instantly labeled it weird, desperate, and messy. And just when the rumors were starting to cool down, Sexxy reignited them by gushing about Boosie during a live stream promo for one of his shows. "March 22nd, we at the Boosie Bash," she shouted. "Big Sexxy pulling up, all the ass out. I know Boosie gonna break things." Meanwhile, Boosie was in the background giggling like a teenage boy at prom, grinning ear to ear as she hyped him up. It was awkward, flirtatious, and gave way too much. Fans immediately started circulating the clip with captions like "guilty as charged" and "he definitely hit." The chemistry was undeniable, and not in a good way. People started to speculate that maybe Sexxy wasn't just being messy. Maybe she was telling the truth. Maybe Boosie really was the origin of the infection spiral that landed her in the ER. And when you stack up the bed pic, the ankle monitor, the surprise music video cameo, And that giggly live stream energy, the case against Boosie was starting to look more like a slow confession than a denial. But just when fans thought things couldn't get more chaotic, Sexxy Red's own baby daddy came out swinging. And he didn't just spill tea, he boiled the kettle. In a leaked phone call that hit the blogs like a nuclear bomb, Sexy Sex can be heard confronting her directly about allegedly giving him an STI. The energy in that call, straight, unhinged. Why you lying? What's going on with you? He demanded, voice raised. Do you tell them you burnin'? Or do you lie to them like you lied to me? The audio was raw, emotional, and damning. Sexy didn't say much in response, which only added to the suspicion. Her silence was loud. He didn't stop there. In a separate statement posted to his Instagram stories, he doubled down, claiming, y'all favorite rapper said she burnin'. So everybody getting burnt. You gotta be strong for that now. South P, not for the weak. And I'm the weak. Remember you started this. The post immediately went viral, with fans reposting it across every platform, saying it confirmed everything. To make matters worse, he even leaked the actual FaceTime call between them, showing a visibly emotional Sexy Red trying to defend herself while he accused her of knowingly spreading infections. It was ugly, messy, and deeply personal, but that didn't stop the internet from devouring every second of it. Now, fans are no longer guessing. They had audio, receipts, and accusations from her own child's father. The timeline was lining up too perfectly. Sexy was allegedly hooking up with her baby daddy and Boosie at the same time, and when her baby daddy tested positive for an STI shortly after her tryst with Boosie, the narrative basically wrote itself. Sexy says she got it from Boosie. Her baby daddy says he got it from her. And the internet says everybody might be telling the truth. While Sexy Red was online swatting down every rumor about STIs like it was a smear campaign, the real kicker came during a sit-down on Angela Yee's Lip Service podcast. In a moment that had even the hosts gagging, Sexy casually admitted, on mic, on camera, that she's had chlamydia twice. Not once, twice. The irony? At the time, she was in the middle of denying accusations about her health all over social media, clapping back at fans who hinted she might be passing things around. Y'all so obsessed with my coochie, worry about y'all own, she posted. But then, just days later, she's on lip service like, yeah, I done had chlamydia 2 times, but it ain't nothing. A clip from the interview went instantly viral. Fans couldn't believe how casual she was being about something that's serious. One tweet summed up the mood perfectly. So, she gaslighting the internet on Monday and oversharing on Thursday? Make it make sense. The contradiction was loud, and people started calling her out, not for having a past, but for being reckless and dishonest in public while making jokes in private. What was once seen as real and unapologetically raw started looking more like carelessness disguised as confidence. She was basically confirming the exact thing she was denying and doing it with a giggle. Then came the PR disaster that sent her credibility straight into the toilet. The infamous lip gloss line launch. As part of her new brand rollout, Sexy Red decided to name her lip glosses after STDs. You read that right. The shades? Herpes honey, clapberry, and burner rose. Fans thought it was a joke until they saw the mock-up packaging and teaser ads posted to her Instagram. Sexy's caption, if you can't catch the beat, catch the drip. Kiss mark. The internet collectively vomited. With rumors swirling about her personal health, fans were stunned that she would lean into it instead of laying low. This ain't marketing, it's a cry for help, one user commented. Another wrote, we were laughing with you at first, now it feels like we're laughing at you. This is weird. The backlash was instant. Makeup reviewers called it tone deaf. Health advocates slammed her for glamorizing diseases that disproportionately impact young women, especially in Black communities. Even some of her own fans jumped ship, calling the stunt disgusting and immature. The gloss never officially launched, and by the end of the week, all promo was wiped from her page. But the damage was done. The launch had been timed with what should have been her moment to pivot and elevate her brand. But instead, it just reinforced the narrative that Sexy wasn't just messy, she was deliberately unserious. And just when folks thought this STI saga had hit rock bottom, another bomb dropped. this time courtesy of an OnlyFans creator named at China Wit to Check. In a tell-all live stream that hit over 600K views in 48 hours, China claimed she contracted HSV-2 genital herpes from underground rapper Gucci Third Leg, known mostly for his viral TikTok thirst traps and alleged entanglements with multiple female rappers, including, yes, Sexxy Red. I ain't never had nothing till I messed with him, she said. Now I'm taking Valtrex daily, and he out here acting like it's just eczema. China didn't just name drop. She posted screenshots, DMs, test results, and even a blurry FaceTime still that fans swear is him. The story gained traction fast, especially after people remembered how Sexxy Red had been publicly thirsting over Gucci in late 2024. They were seen at 2 after-parties together, and one fan even claimed they were locked in during a club appearance in Houston. With the timeline matching up too closely to ignore, the internet ran wild with speculation. Did Sexxy catch something from Gucci after Boosie, or before? Was she now spreading multiple infections unknowingly? The tweets practically wrote themselves. Sexxy Red out here like Ash Ketchum collecting STDs instead of Pokemon. The way this girl got more strains than a COVID lab. The optics were ugly, and the health rumors went from side gossip to a legitimate concern. Even fans who once saw Sexxy Red as a symbol of raw, unfiltered femininity were now begging her to disappear for a while and get it together. But with the clapbacks continuing and more leaks possibly on the way, it's looking less like a redemption arc and more like a crash course in self-destruction in real time. At this point, the whispers have turned into warnings, and the warnings into cries for help. Behind the memes and messy headlines, insiders say Sexxy Red is dealing with something far more serious than a little drama. According to a source allegedly close to her medical team, Sexxy isn't just battling one infection. She's dealing with a compounding cocktail of STIs, including trichomoniasis and chlamydia, with rumors of gonorrhea resurfacing too. The source claims that because the infections went untreated or were only partially managed, they began to work against her body, triggering complications that could lead to long-term reproductive damage. The emotional weight of it all is starting to break through the surface. Friends close to Sexxy say she's been crying in private, skipping meals, and even canceling shows due to constant abdominal pain. She thought it was just a little irritation, one insider said, but now the doctors are warning her about scar tissue, blocked fallopian tubes, and even early signs of PID, pelvic inflammatory disease. For a woman in her mid-20s with dreams of more kids, this isn't just a health scare. It's a potential turning point in her life. The girl who once shouted, "My coochie pink," on stage is now facing the terrifying possibility that she may never carry another child. It's not about the clapbacks anymore. It's about clinging to what's left of her future as a woman, a mother, and an artist. So who, or what, is responsible for this spiral? Sexxy Red isn't staying silent. In leaked audio from a phone call with her cousin, she allegedly says, "Boosie had me weak. That man had my immune system shot. Everything hit me after him." The quote has fans asking, was Boosie the spark that lit the fuse? Or is Sexxy just desperate for a scapegoat? Some supporters say she's spiraling under pressure and can't separate real illness from emotional baggage. Others point to patterns of denial. Even now, Sexxy has avoided publicly acknowledging the severity of her condition, choosing instead to lash out at haters and accuse blogs of starting health conspiracies. Still, it's hard to ignore the signs of someone in a downward spiral, physically, emotionally, and professionally. Sexxy's team has allegedly been scrambling behind the scenes to manage damage control, but fans are watching a possible breakdown unfold in real time. Between blaming Boosie, lashing out at her baby daddy, and jumping from one questionable partner to the next, the question isn't whether she's lying. It's whether she's losing control. Is this just a PR meltdown or the unraveling of someone who never got the tools to protect her body, her boundaries, or her peace? Let's be clear, this isn't just gossip. If even half of these allegations are true, if the ER visits, the compounding infections, the PID scare, and the STD lip gloss launch all reflect reality, then Sexxy Red isn't just fighting online trolls. She's fighting for her body, her reputation, and maybe her fertility. This isn't a clapback moment. It's a cautionary tale. Because in an industry that loves to sexualize women but refuses to educate or protect them, Sexy Red might be the latest casualty of a game that only rewards you when you're loud, reckless, and marketable, but turns its back the moment you need help. So the question remains, is Sexy Red still in control of her story, or is she just surviving it?